What's up, guys? Playa del Carmen, Mexico. I knew it was going to be a beautiful sunrise. Woke up and saw the pinks and purples in the sky from my window and thought, you know what? I'm not missing this one. This is going to be epic. What's up, Jay? He caught it. My dude, Esraya, everybody's here. Yeah, I knew this was going to be not to miss, guys. This is one heck of a sunrise here in Playa. And I just gotta say good morning to all. Good to see everybody. We got Mike Morgan, he's made it. Trevor, we got the usual crew. What's up, guys? All right. Yeah, Chris DiNardo in the house. Man, we got everybody. Sebaloon. Yeah, guys, I saw this from the window when I first opened my eyes before the sun was up. I saw all these pinks and purples. I knew without a doubt this one was going to be worth sharing with all of you. If you appreciate me getting up and getting out here, just hit that like button, of course, guys, so more people can see this beautiful sunrise. Good morning, Walt. Spice of life in the house. This is what it's all about, guys. Yes, the Sargassum situation is bad, but the sunrise is still an A+. Hey, thanks, Walt, for hitting that like button. Un café con pan. Yeah, there's no better way to do it. Man. It's the scene right here, Playa 72. I will say this, though, guys. In full transparency, good morning, Neil, as well. Good morning, Janice. There are quite a few little tiny flies and insects because what we've got here is all this standing water between the Sargassum and the ocean. And then we've got massive piles of Sargassum like this. So unfortunately, we do have some fly and insect issues, but overall life is good. Yes, Esraya says the amazing live stream. Yeah, I'm up here in the office. Mike Morgan says, booked a trip in Cancun. Hey, thanks, Jay. Appreciate you, brother. I know, Jay, you were saying you were having some issues with super thanks and super chats. Maybe you got that figured out. Yeah, from the look of things you did. I'll grab some tacos on you today, brother. I really appreciate you. Hey, we got Jim Anderson from Dallas. Good to see you, Jimmy. Jimmy has big news. Jimmy just sold his place, right? Am I correct? And is moving down this coming fall to Playa. Hey, awesome to see that, Jay. Thanks, brother. So cool. So sweet of you, man. Now, for those of you who don't know, I went out to Cozumel to meet up with Jay and his son, Easton. Shout out, Easton. Basketball superstar and just an overall great kid with a great dad. Had a really good time out there with you guys just a couple months ago. And we did eat some habaneros, though, that were a little on the spicy side. Oops. I think the Sargassum down in the Caribbean is a bit different for sure than the seaweed in New England, Janice, to answer your question. It's a different genus of seaweed, I believe. It's got a different smell to it for sure. We got Prakash Mishra in the house. This is Playa del Carmen, Mexico, my friend. Cheers from Illinois. Awesome. Glad you're coming down in August. Yeah, guys, I'll probably take a little stroll down from the lifeguard tower here in a bit and kind of walk around a little bit. I want to get my feet in the sand. But this has been an epic one so far. As many of you know, I like to chill up here in the lifeguard tower for the best view, but I also really like to have my feet down in the sand. So I'm gonna go down there in a little bit. We got Grinstar. Buendia just walked over to Wyndham and Hilton Pier. Not so good over there. Thanks for the update at least. Yeah, it's been a rough. Sargassum season has been rough this year, no doubt. Hey, Playa Canucks. Good to see you guys. How are things going with the RV park? Cuéntame. Hopefully business is booming for you guys up there. We got Walt Magnato. I will eventually get to Playa. I got some issues. Have to renew my passport. It expired. Ouch. That's never fun, dealing with those logistical things. Yeah, the sunrise is epic. I'm gonna get my feet down in the sand, toss the Nike slides. These were a gift from a subscriber, James Watt. If you're watching this, Jimmy, I'm gonna toss these down. Get my beverage. Go down to the beach. Yeah, Grinstar says, beautiful sunrise today though, pink skies. Yeah, that's what got me out of bed, was the pinks and the purples. Absolutely beautiful. All right, guys, coming down from the lifeguard tower. Let me see if I can get one of these palapas over here. A little place to put my stuff. Get away from this pile of seaweed here. Bob Loblaw said, it said this year's Sargassum is 40% worse than the worst year recorded. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't know if it's record-breaking yet, but it's pretty bad. A lot of little flies down here. Bring your repellent. I'm seeing a lot of people, hey, Nuke Rose, what's up? Yeah, a lot of people using their hats and whatever they have to shoo away the little flies. It's just anytime you have standing water, as I'm here in the palapa now, anytime you have standing water like this, the bug situation gets pretty bad. So you heard it here, guys. Bring your repellent, bring some type of essential oil or something, because I'll show you firsthand the issue is all of this standing water. The smell is actually not that bad, but it's just the insect situation. This becomes a breeding ground, unfortunately. Hey Jen, buen dia to you. Yeah, Nuke Rose says wild. Yeah, look at that Sargassum, just goes on and on. And the smell is strong, but the bugs are even probably the bigger issue right now. Still that sunrise though. Oh, this is my morning face, guys. I literally rolled out of bed, grabbed my stuff, and walked down here. So once again, just smash that like button if you appreciate the effort. But I think you can actually see some of the little flies swarming my camera and swarming me. So it's, you know, it is what it is. I got this little palapa right here I'm chilling at. These are free, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Like number 22. Thanks, Nuke Rose. Much appreciated. Yes, Neil, the Sargassum's pretty much bad everywhere in Playa right now. I will be taking you guys via video, of course, to some beaches where there's no Sargassum very shortly, this coming week and the coming 2 weeks, actually. We're going to be hitting places like Puerto Morelos. There's parts of Cozumel as well that are free of Sargassum. Holbox is evidently pretty good, what I've seen from friends. Parts of Isla Mujeres, Cancun Hotel Zone, William Taudin did a video up there. So there's plenty of places close by, but Playa itself is pretty bad. The best consistent beach in Playa has been in front of the Grand Hyatt. So every single review I've done over the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, Grand Hyatt's been the best one. Keep that in mind, guys. Also, I did a video, many of you may have already seen it. Good morning, MLRS 1990, great to see you. Keith in the house. Okay, Grinstar says was over at Isla Mujeres the last few days. It's good over there on the north and west as usual. Excellent. Thanks for sharing that. This is a community. Thank you guys for sharing what you know. As I was saying, I did a video yesterday with a company that took us to some caves and cenotes that are completely, well, they're newly discovered spots. And so check that video out as well, guys. There's always something to do other than just chill at the beach. Now, obviously the playa is in the name, Playa del Carmen. We want good beach days, and they can be had in front of the Grand Hyatt or maybe on Isla Mujeres, Cozumel, Puerto Morelos. But there's also alternatives, guys. And so check that video out if you haven't watched it. It's Best Tours Playa del Carmen. There's a picture of me, the thumbnail photo is me on an e-bike at an epic cenote. And guys, that photo is not AI. That's a real photo. Obviously, I didn't take the e-bike down in the cave. I superimposed the e-bike and myself on that photo, but the photo of the cenote itself is real. Photo credit goes to my buddy Jay. That's literally what it looks like down there. So check that out if you want something to do other than the beaches. Also, I do have the rent versus buy video coming out very soon. Still putting together the dating video part 1. So lots of good stuff coming up as always on the TheRopeMonster channel. Lots to look forward to. Now we're looking south toward the reef at Cocoa Beach and Sargassum as far as the eye can see, and it's almost as if they've given up on cleaning it up, because you can probably see here in this shot, you can see just massive patches of it washing in. No end in sight. I will say that Paradisus, if you can see this in the shot, right here, the Sargassum stops, and Paradisus has spent some serious time, effort, and money on cleaning up the beach in front of the multi-million-dollar resort over there. Also, I've heard from a friend that Playa 38 was recently cleaned up. There was a huge effort made over there. Hey, Paulo. Hello, my brother. Thanks. Nuke Rose says we just watched that video this morning. Amazing. Yeah, it was a really cool experience with that company, guys. And as you probably noticed, Nuke, I set up a deal where you guys all get 10% off on the tour if you just drop the TheRopeMonster name. And I have a feeling those guys will keep their word on that. Really, really top-notch guys. Just walking over here to the Pulmon Verde now and looking at some of these flowers. Looking back into the mangrove, the jungle. Ah, such fresh air, such fresh air. We have been getting some rainstorms, and that's really, really freshening things up. And this is nice and green, this Pulmon Verde. You can see a lot of happy birds, a lot of Yucatan jays, chachalacas, matmats. Oh no, Paulo Gomez says, enjoy that beautiful sunrise. As I mourn the loss of my cat. I wish I was there, bro. So sorry to hear about your cat. That can be devastating. I always love the view from this particular palapa. This is the northernmost palapa on Playa 72 right here, and you can frame up some really cool shots right through there if you're a photographer and you like even if you're an iPhone photographer or whatever it may be, there's some cool shots to be had there. Hey Jay, appreciate you, my friend. You're spoiling me today. He says, gotta head out now for now, brother. Here's to a delicious breakfast video in the future. Thanks, my friend. Coming right up. Jay, you've been such a great supporter of the channel. Easton as well. You guys brought me down a custom RopeMonster tank top. Really feeling the love, guys, even though I'm shirtless right now. If I was gonna put anything on, it would be that sweet basketball jersey, RopeMonster jersey. So thanks again, Jay. Have yourself a great day, my friend, and a great week. Hey, Anthony. Yeah, I'm doing great. I did actually have some interesting health developments, and I'm still figuring that out. That's been kind of an ongoing thing. So that's one thing that kind of slowed me down a little bit this week, but I still got a couple videos up. I got a pickleball video up. I did that e-bike tour, so life is good. And when I saw the color of the sky today, Anthony, I was like, I'm getting down there for the sunrise. It's gorgeous. Jay Vino says, we appreciate your hard work like all of us here on the channel. Cheers. Thank you, my friend. Much love, and please do share this with Easton, and got to get that shout out for Easton. He's a real boss. Good kid. Thank you, Anthony. He says, your videos have been amazing. Saw your recent videos. Yeah, thanks for catching up on all the new ones. Yeah, I've been going full RopeMonster mode. We've got some really good stuff coming up, and I've been putting together a team, informal team. I've got my buddy Jay, who's a photographer. He came along on the e-bike adventure. Awesome. Anthony says we will be booking that tour. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I'm actually doing another. I had 2 different tour companies reach out to me just this last week, and we're doing another one on Wednesday that's totally different. Get to the gym, Walt, do your thing, and best of luck to you as well with the investing. The market will be open shortly, and there should be some big stuff happening. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, I had my buddy Jay come along, and his entire job was, first of all, to have fun, and secondly, to take some epic photos and some underwater photos. And so he ended up providing the thumbnail photo for that. I've got a buddy of mine who has the Neo drone, and he was operating that drone. So slowly putting together a team so that I can bring you guys more and more top quality content and just keep improving the quality of the channel and the output, and be able to respond to your video requests even faster with better quality stuff. I will still be doing all the editing and the vlogging and all the OG stuff, of course. We don't want to lose the touch. Let's see, I wanted to check back in about the Sargassum after your video last week. Any hope of improvement? So far, not so much around here, S. Fisher, sorry, but Playa is having one of the worst Sargassum seasons in a while. Could get better in the blink of an eye. It's what it really would take would be a strong tropical cyclone or even a hurricane. The hurricanes tend to really clear out the Sargassum sometimes. That was the cure last year. We had Hurricane Beryl, and then all of a sudden the beaches were beautiful last July after the hurricane. June was rough, and we had a lot of tropical cyclones and rain and Sargassum. Howard Garrett says RopeMonster Productions. Yeah. Another thing, guys, and let me know in the comments if you have any ideas on this. I'm really looking for someone to build out the RopeMonster merch shop. I've got some designs, but what I really need is someone who's got expertise in that, because I want to get the merch out there. I want the Speedo that says, let's do this. I want the hats, I want the tank tops, the trucker caps, all the above. But I just can't do it all. I'm one person. So between filming, editing, uploading, and then of course conceptualizing these videos and speaking and responding and listening to you all, that's pretty much a full-time job. So the one person I'm really missing from the team so far is someone who can manage the merch and really make that happen in a big way and do it right. Good morning, Greg. Good morning. He says, RopeMonster, to all viewers, smash that like button. We all enjoy your videos. We're going to take your advice and go with the e-bike tours in August. Awesome. Yeah, Greg, just drop that RopeMonster name, get that discount, and above all else, have fun and be safe. Those bikes do go pretty fast, as you could see in the video. He said they go about 20 miles an hour, but it felt like we were going a little faster than that. That was a lot of fun. Grinstar, thank you, says, let me talk to my wife. She can help for sure with the merch. That would be great. Yeah, I'm just trying to put together the right teams so we can keep growing and having fun. More importantly, get that RopeMonster merch out there. Mike Morgan, this is classic Mike Morgan. He says, just told my company owner that I had to break away from a team call as Ropey was live. I love you, bro. You really are the best. This is why I get out of bed and do these sunrise live streams. Not gonna lie, it's like a core 15 or 20 of you guys, and Mike Morgan, you're definitely one of them, bro. You guys make this really special for me. That was good. Grinstar, is there a way to private connect? If you follow me on Instagram and you send me a message over there, I'll try to get over there and then make sure to look at that. I'm way behind on those. I just can't check them all. But if you send me one this morning, I'll go ahead and look for it. Also, I'm gonna probably start an official like RopeMonster email, but I do get flooded with messages, and so it's kind of hard to keep up. I would say that's the best bet right now is the Instagram DMs. I haven't tried that spot yet, Nuke Rose. Awesome. Okay, Grinstar, I'll check for that message. Guys, the bugs are eating me alive. They're like, what's happening, I'll show this here, is all these little flies. If you can see that, you see that? It's pretty bad. Swarming. So that's why I'm gonna be working really hard to show you guys the beaches close by to Playa that are good options, and also why I'm going to be working with some tour companies to show you guys kind of what you can do as far as alternatives. There's a lot of good options. So yeah, Terry, my pleasure, says appreciate the updates, stay safe. Absolutely. Now guys, I think we still have Jim Anderson in the house. Jim, are you still here? He's a big fan of the Financial Independence live stream, the Retire Early Club. Look at this. Look at the sun behind me. Yeah, it's a swarm of flies. But Jim, if you're still watching this, and a few of you others who are interested in the investing, there's some big stuff obviously happening in the U.S. And around the world as far as the Iran situation. So that's one thing I'll be watching today. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do a live stream, but I will say watch the defense sector. And usually when some big crisis like this happens, there's maybe a 1 or 2 day sell-off. A lot of people will sell off their entire portfolios, which is absolutely a mistake. And then things, and the verbiage changes on the news, and like, oh no, we're not actually going into World War III, and then there's a huge rally. So what I'm saying is, this is not financial advice, but what I'm doing is staying in the market, and then I'll be looking for any buying opportunities on the volatility. But there's a good chance that aerospace defense companies are going to run a little bit, especially the more undervalued ones. I think Raytheon Tech is already fairly valued, if not slightly overvalued. Lockheed as well might take a good run. But I think Huntington Ingalls, one of my picks I featured in a video last winter, and I've mentioned a number of times, it's an aircraft carrier and a nuclear sub, and just the largest shipbuilder in the US. I think they're gonna run. I think they're gonna have a good run. But I think it's a little late. You want to buy those companies with a margin of safety, and so I think there's still a margin of safety here at 235 or wherever it's at. But I was talking about this stock all the way back when it was 185 and below. My best tranche was at 160 bucks a share. It's trading at 235. But I think aerospace defense could definitely run. Given Donald Trump's talk about, well, there are more targets, and so he's talking about obviously if he's going to hit more targets, there's going to be a resupply on certain missiles and bombs and things like that. So that's my 2 cents on that. What's up, Josh? How you doing, man? Hey, Irene. Hey, good to see you here. Anthony Papoto says, Rope Monster, have a gym apparel company. You need a merch supplier. Like I said, I'm down in January for a month. We can talk. Awesome, Anthony. Looking forward to it. The metals as well could spike, Howard. You always look for things like oil, metals, aerospace, defense in times like these. So I will be watching gold. I don't trade metals. I generally don't allocate anything to gold. But I think there could be some substantial movement in metals. Ducking back under the palapa, trying to get away from the flies. And I'm just drinking mineral water today. I've got some blood work happening at 10 a.m., so I got to stay fasted for that. I love this. Sue Hampton, you sure make the UK female detectives happy. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Any way I can help you ladies, let me know. Jack Kolf, I had a friend to turn me on to your channel and love the videos a lot. Awesome, Jack. Thanks for being here. We got KL in the house, says, hey, Rope Monster. Howard Garrett, are you expecting the heavy metal spike? We discussed that a little bit. What about you, Howard? What do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys all kind of chipping in on knowledge as far as the merch. It's really something I just don't have the time and capacity for, but it's something I really want to see happen. And once again, I don't really care if that's, profitable even in the first year. I just want the merch out there. I think it's fun. It's something that we can all have fun with, get decked out in the Rope Monster gear. Oh, that morning sun feels good, guys. Hey, there's Neil Bailey. He says, work is paying me to watch you live, so I'll give back to you. Basically, my work is paying you. Neil, you are the man. That's one of the best super chat comments I've gotten in a while. I really appreciate you, bro. Being showered with love today here on the beach. Looks like it's gonna be a really good day of tacos. All of these super chats, I'm probably gonna put into a food video funded by you all. I did find another ceviche spot recently that I didn't even know existed. I walked by it hundreds and hundreds of times on my way to another spot that I love. And so I gotta show that. This particular place, you can pay 50 pesos extra and they'll add oysters into your shrimp ceviche or whatever ceviche. So I might do that, or I might show one of the best steak spots that's not even a steakhouse. So appreciate you, Neil. Thanks, brother. We got Linda in the house, as always, from Granite Shoals, Texas. Thanks for being here, Linda. Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct, Howard. Howard Garrett says, I would be looking to sell if the metals spike, take advantage of the panic. Totally agree. Buy the rumor, sell the news kind of a thing. There's always some type of panic. It's a good chance to rebalance your portfolio when things get out of hand and overvalued. You can take that opportunity and do exactly that. So thanks for sharing that, Howard. And thanks for always being such a positive part of the community here. the rain. Where does Mexico get its gas? Has it gone up since these attacks? Ours has. I'll have to look at that. I don't own a vehicle down here. I ride my bicycle almost everywhere, so it's not something I look at every day, but I'll definitely take note of that. It's a great question. We got Dr. D. Sunny, howdy from Chicago, up here visiting family. Turn them all on to our favorite YouTuber. Thanks, my friend. And Anthony, thank you for supporting the channel. So sweet of you. A lot of you guys really kicking in with the super chats today and rewarding me for my time here, and really appreciate each and every one of you. We got Jack says, a friend of mine turned me on to your channel. Love the videos, keep it up, my friend. Can't wait to see the new apparel TheRopeMonster live. Yeah, that's a good one too. There's so many endless opportunities. Thank you, Anthony says, sent you a little something for your lunch. So sweet. Noticed that and couldn't be more grateful. It's going to be a good day of gluttony from the look of things, Anthony. Thanks, brother. And anytime I wake up this early, I notice those are the days when I'm able to eat the most. I get my hormones on point. I get up, I'm burning calories. Hey, what's up, Squack? Good to see you. I am great. How are you? Yeah, gas is already really expensive in Mexico, Howard, no doubt about it. You're talking 23, 24, 25 plus pesos per liter. And so, $5 a gallon kind of price range. Josh says, how much money will get you to jump in the Seaweed? It would have to be a lot, guys. It's just at this point, it's like a biohazard. You know what I'm saying? Like jumping in this, I've seen dogs playing in this in the past, and now I don't even see dogs getting in this. Look at the flies and the standing water, mosquitoes. I mean, legitimately, I joke, but you guys can get, especially this time of year, you can get dengue fever from the mosquitoes here. So you do have to be a little careful. These aren't mosquitoes. These are just little sand flies. Glad to hear that, Squack. Just waking up, getting ready for work. Awesome. Thanks for taking some time to be here. Always good to see you. Yeah, it is Monday, and so a lot going on for everyone. Work week starting, market going to be open after all the big stuff with Iran. Look at these flies right here. Oh. Gotta pull back, get my distance. Yeah, one thing I was saying is when I do wake up this early, by about 2 p.m., like I'll eat a light breakfast, a couple eggs, some avocado, some fruit, papaya, bananas, all that. But then after my nap, if I'm fortunate enough to get a siesta, which I generally try to do, especially on Mondays, I wake up with this monster appetite. And so it's looking like today is going to be a day of production, maybe for a food video. And I'll use all the funds from each and every one of you to do that. I'll try to eat literally the entirety of what you guys give me. Put it all back into the video. So it's going to be a good day of eating. Squack says, hey, Rope, my wife wanted me to ask you how much you paid for the ice cream down there. For the ice. The ice isn't that expensive, guys. You can go into GoMart or OXXO, generally get a big bag of ice for under $1.50. Always under $1.50, around 28, 29 pesos, something like that. Hey, thanks, Neil. He says, I'm going to take my first break. If you're off by the time I get back into work, have a good day, bro. Neil, truly appreciate you, brother. Have a nice break time, and don't work too hard. I really appreciate you taking time out of your work day to hang out with all of us here. So thanks, my friend. Have a solid day if I don't see you again in a little bit. We got SPC, Odongmi, hello, hello. We got Shannon in the house. The smell, it just depends on the direction of the wind. Guys, last night I went to have a birthday dinner with some friends who live over on CTM, very close to the beach, very close to the Reef 28. And as I went down CTM and got fairly closer to the beach, the smell was actually really strong, not even on the beach. So it can be strong. It just depends on the wind and which direction it's blowing and how strong the wind is blowing. Man, the sand still feels so good underfoot though, guys. Like, just being barefoot in the sand, Sargassum or not, is very, very nice. Yeah, that's a good question. The Rain says, hey Daniel T, good morning to you as well. The Rain says, I wonder if the seaweed could be used for some kind of fertilizer, just a thought. Yeah, I mean, some forward-thinking, brilliant minds could come up with some type of use for it and turn this stuff into gold, hopefully. Unfortunately, though, I think a lot of what's causing this is the phosphorus and certain type of fertilizers being used in South America and that are flowing into the ocean. So it would be interesting if the solution was similar to the problem. This would be more of an organic fertilizer. I have no idea what the nitrogen content of this stuff is, if there's really any meaningful amounts of nitrogen in this stuff. I truly don't know. But it would be interesting if someone did the work to find out. I spoke with a good friend of mine, Lee, who's a brilliant, brilliant mind. And he had some cool ideas, so always leave your ideas in the comments. You never know who's watching. Maybe someone will actually take action and be able to run with any good ideas. Playa Car has been rough, Olivia. I did a video back just 1 week ago. So if you look back to last Sunday, there is a Playa Car update. I covered the entire beach. And so Olivia Marks, go feel free to check out that video. There's one little happy doggy out there. Let's see if we can see him right there, sitting out on the Sargassum. He doesn't seem to mind it too much. All right, looks like they're putting up a fence here around these palapas. I don't know if they're going to be doing some work on them. Some repairs. Well, it looks like these won't be available for a while. This guy's putting in fence posts here and kind of blocking this off. I am fasting today until after 10 a.m. I got to get some blood work done, so I'm going to be even more of a hungry rope monster because I got to wait till probably 11 a.m. to get my first bite magic of the day. We finished off that e-bike tour, speaking of First Bite Magic, at Sabor de los Ortega after the e-bike tour. That was so good. There's a secret menu item there for those of you who don't know. It's the TheRopeMonster style shrimp burrito. You can order it that way, or you can say burrito de camarón al estilo TheRopeMonster. Best jumbo shrimp burrito in Playa del Carmen. And Jay got that as well, delicious. Hey, thank you, Daniel. He says, hey, right on time. He says, I watched your video of the hidden cenote yesterday. Curious what the water temperature is. I couldn't give you an exact temperature, but it's cool enough to be refreshing, but it's not one of the deep cenotes that are pretty chilly. It was actually really comfortable. It was just cool enough to be refreshing. Retired and Loving Life says, great video, the e-bike video. I'm glad you guys like that. Definitely got some really good feedback, positive feedback from you all. I wasn't able to get it uploaded until kind of late in the day on Sunday, but I still was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this thing up. I was just running behind and a little bit under the weather. but I committed to it. I had lunch with my buddy Lee, and then I was like, you know what? I got to edit this video, bro. See you later. Yeah, the Sargassum, Billin says that Sargassum is crazy. It's pretty bad, and as I've mentioned, the real problem is this standing water between here and just all the flies. The little sand flies are pretty rough. Let's see if this guy is gonna kick me out of the palapas. He's really putting in work. He's building this fence right before my eyes. These happy dogs. Always good to see that. Oh yeah, he's getting down there and playing in it. He's gonna need a bath after that. Retired and Loving Life says, I will be down on the 1st following your blueprint. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about as far as renting versus buying. By no means do I think it's a bad idea to buy down here. I just have a few reasons why I haven't yet done so. And I think some of them are valid reasons, so I will be coming out with that video. I know I've been teasing it for a while, but there's always something to do. ¿Tengo que irme? No, está bien. ¿Qué van a hacer? ¿Van a arreglar?
Vamos a colar la arena.
Ah, ok. Ah, bien.
Como ya el miércoles tenemos una certificación que es platino.
Ok.
Entonces necesitamos colar lo que es todo, lo que es la palapa esta.
Ah, ok. Muy bien.
Sí,
Para cuidar la playa.
Sí, para sacar todo lo que es la colilla, porcholatas, las tapas, toda la basura que hay ahí.
Ah, excelente.
Ajá.
Gracias por decirme, por explicarme. So, hey Brent Neely, what's up? You made it late to the party, long day at work already, so thanks for the little coffee break sunrise. So they are basically gonna rake and strain all of the sand here to get all the bottle caps and cigarette butts, and that's what's going on here. They're gonna do a deep cleaning of Mother Nature. So, and this gentleman who just explained that to me seemed really proud and happy about that. Olivia, sometimes the beach conditions do improve in July. Last year that was the case. There was a hurricane late June, and that actually cleared all the seaweed out. Someone just commented, watch out for chupacabra. I think that was on the e-bike video. Nice. Anyway, great to see you here, Brent. You're always showing up. Really appreciate you. We got Grover in the house, Grover Harris. Yeah, it's really hard to see into the future though, guys, as far as the seaweed. That's why I do the updates about once a week as long as I can. Sometimes if you don't see me do an update, it's because nothing has really changed. So don't think that I've abandoned you. I'm always doing these updates as long as I'm not showing the exact same conditions as the week prior. I try to cover Playa Car every week. I try to cover the Wyndham Ultra all the way to Paradisus every single week. Right now, guys, I'm on Playa 72. Yeah, Squack has an interesting point. Squack says, me and my wife are planning to retire over there, but we're thinking with everything that's going on, we're going to have to move it up, try to find some remote work jobs for a little while. Yeah, you know, people get creative. There's all sorts of different remote workers down here. I was at a birthday party yesterday and everyone was talking about the different things they do, from social media management to customer support, to life coaching, to yoga instructing. Now, we can't all be Reiki therapists and yoga instructors. I don't think that would work, but there are quite a few of them here, and there's so many other options. You just have to get creative. Some people use Upwork. I'm not affiliated with Upwork by any stretch of the imagination, and I've never used it, but I've got some friends who work on the Upwork platform, and so you can go in there and put in whatever specialties or skills you have, and people will bid work the way I understand it, and you can take the jobs on a per job basis. So there's always hope for working remotely and finding work. So guys, we've got about an hour and a half till market open. I'll be in front of my computer for a little bit for that. Unfortunately, with no coffee, My doctor says he wants me fasted and no coffee or anything before this blood work. So I'll keep you guys all posted on the results of that. He seems to think I have some type of infection, chronic infection related all the way back to my farming days that's been causing some of my mystery symptoms. And I have had a couple of you on the channel who are medical professionals reach out and say, hey, you sound way too winded. You need to go see an infectious disease specialist. And sure enough, this doctor is going to run a couple more tests and then probably send me to the infectólogo in Cancun to finally, once and for all, nip this in the bud and figure out what's going on and treat it. Hey, Giselle. Yeah, this is a beautiful spot. Yeah, the rain. I would love to do something like that. The rain says, ever thought about doing consultation for a small fee when people show up in Mexico? You know the area so well. I would love to, but it just comes down to there's only one of me and I am retired. And so my contribution and my way of helping people fit in Mexico and find their way is just through these videos and live streams and Q&As. I just don't have the time. And I also have traveling and trips of my own I want to do, and of course my own personal life. So I just don't see the space for it. I am planning on going on that e-bike tour from time to time in a group with subscribers. I'm trying to set that up right now. It will be maybe an every other week thing, so we'll see. What's up, Gary? We got Mike Helms. Good morning from North Carolina. We got Billin as a 25-year-old with 45,000 Canadian in the TFSA and about 2,500 a month saved as a mechanic. Where do you think I'm at in regards to fire? Well, I think you got a heck of a start at 25 years old, Billin. Oil down $3 on the day. Wild ride this week assured. Yes, sir, Big Benny. We're going to see what happens with oil. I'll be watching oil closely. I've been looking for a nice re-entry point for Chevron, which is just such an evergreen company. I bought Chevron last time during the pandemic at 69 and then again around about $82 a share and 100% return in 1 year plus the dividend income. But to finish answering your question, Belen, you're on a great path. 25 years old. Just stay true to your strategy and keep that money compounding. Do not risk permanent loss of capital. I don't care what anyone says. You don't have to take wild risks to get steady gains. You can pick companies, as I just mentioned, like Chevron. You can pick aerospace defense companies, but reputable companies with market caps of at least 8 billion or so, if not larger. That's not to say you can't allocate 2% or something to speculative, but really the biggest thing is avoid loss of capital. And this is not financial advice, but that's what worked for me. No, they didn't kick me out, Anthony. I was getting eaten alive by little flies up there, which is crazy. And I wanted to get my feet in the sand and get grounded while I'm getting this sun. Let's see, Big Benny Darts. My company specializes in helping people escape to Mexico and elsewhere permanently. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Big Benny Darts. There's services out there for that, and that's not really my area. I just do these videos for you all and have a blast doing it. That's a good question. Squack says, no, it's okay. Sorry for all the questions, Ropey, but my wife asked me to ask you, what are the actual limits you use the city water for, and what do you use the bottled water for? The city water here is chlorinated, and it's considered safe for everything but drinking. Do not drink it. It's extremely hard water, but you can shower with it. You can brush your teeth with it. You can bathe in it. You can water your plants with it, and they seem to be fine with that. So you can use it for pretty much everything other than drinking. At least that's been my experience. Annabelle, watching from the UK. What's up, Annabelle? Yeah, Bill, and another thing I would say, he says, thank you. I want to move abroad at some point and live off of the TFSA, but I've got a while before I can seriously consider moving or changing course. As long as you keep, keep leveling up, it can happen sooner than you think. One thing that really helped me optimize my cash flows was understanding calls and puts and just how to responsibly use options. That is actually generating a fairly substantial amount of cash flow for me on top of dividends, on top of long-term capital gains. So as long as you're leveling up your knowledge and reading the right books and staying disciplined, it can happen sooner than you may think. Mike Morgan says, I'm off the Canary Islands tomorrow for a week vacation, so I'll be able to catch up on ropey videos. Awesome, Mike. So sweet that you would spend your precious vacation time watching the Rope Monster videos. Much love, buddy, and have a fantastic trip. That sounds incredible. Please do fill us in on how that goes. Billin says, do you find yourself investing in dividend aristocrats generally? It's probably maybe a third or a quarter of the portfolio. I do really like a reliable dividend pair. They don't really have to be a dividend aristocrat. What I like to see is just predictability into future cash flows. I like to see a well-covered dividend that has room to grow. And so sometimes if a company's been paying a dividend for too long, 50 years or so, and the payout ratio is getting high and the free cash flow growth is stagnating, that can actually be a red flag. So I don't mind buying a company that's been paying a dividend for, say, 7 or 8 years rather than, say, 25. As long as I think that dividend's going to continue to grow at a nice rate, that actually excites me more than buying, say, the T. Rowe Prices of the world or the more mature companies where the dividend growth might be slowing down. Great questions, Bilan. I really appreciate you, brother. Let's see, from Pakistan, we got Pakistan in the house, Boston. As far as the options trading, there's some YouTube channels. I can't think of the name right now. I didn't read a lot of books as far as options. I actually found the right YouTube. I can't remember if Clear Tax Value. Check out Clear Tax Value. I think he did some videos on options. If you just type in Clear Tax Value options trading. But keep in mind, you want to develop a very basic conservative understanding and a conservative usage strategy. In my humble opinion, on options. You don't want that to become, you probably don't want that to become your entire strategy. That could be incredibly stressful. It's just essentially when you want to buy 100 shares or more of something anyway, you can utilize puts. When you want to sell 100 shares or more of something, you can use covered calls, as long as the stock is at a level that you're comfortable buying or selling at. Wow, guys, this one has flown by. We're already 53 minutes into the live stream. What's up, Katarina Van Asten? Good morning from Toronto. Yeah, it's been a fantastic morning already, guys. I will probably go ahead and do some stretching and some personal time here in a moment, and then go take a nice eucalyptus soak in my bathtub and then crank up the computer, because I do think it's going to be a very interesting week in the market, and I want to do some pre-market reading as well. So, Bilan, yeah, my pleasure, my friend. Thank you for the great questions. All the best to you, young man, at 25 years old, making money moves. You're just the kind of guy we love having here in the community. So, best wishes. Keep leveling up. Keep on that grind. Yeah, absolutely, Julie, I agree. She says, good morning. Options can be a great way to generate cash flow, no doubt. I actually sold a covered call on Genuine Parts Company right before my trip to Medellin, Colombia with Ava. We had a fantastic time, and I was able to generate an easy extra $600 US just selling a covered call on a company that actually the share price ended up coming back down, and so I still have the shares. So very interesting way to generate cash flow, real life cash flow that you can use for airline tickets, tacos and pizza, beers, clothing, whatever it may be. It's real money. Diane Dale says good morning. Good morning to you. We got Pat's Kitchen. No, Pat, that's a great question. It's not police tape. It does look a little ominous for what they're doing. I wish they put up something a little prettier, but they're actually doing something really good here. They're gonna rake through and filter all of this sand. They've got a special machine they're gonna use, and they're gonna remove all the bottle caps and cigarette butts and trash from this entire area, because it used to be a smoke-free area, but some people do smoke here, so that's what's going on here. We got Rods, Bobby, good morning. Buenos dias, Jorge, good to see you here, my friend. Yeah, that would affect it. Bill N, he says, do you think working the whole day, market open to close, Monday through Friday will affect my options trade? Yes, it will. Because, a lot of times opportunities show up and then they disappear. Like if you see something all of a sudden, like Nike has really high implied volatility and there's a great premium on it and the stock price is plummeting, well, there's your chance to sell a cash secured put if you believe in the company long term. But then that might reverse and the share price might recover. The implied volatility could drop for whatever reason. So yes, it is something you have to kind of, I'll generally be on my computer for maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours if I'm looking to sell 3 or 4 different contracts on different companies as far as options. I really like to put in the work. I like to look at the Greeks, the delta, the implied volatility, the premium relative to what you would generally get. So it's important to have some time. I guess just set price alerts and hope. Yeah, you could do that. That's definitely a strategy. Craig says, good morning, RopeMonster. Love your stuff. Heading your way tomorrow from the UK. The cool bikes video was, excuse the pun. Take care, stay safe. Yeah, Craigie, it's a good spot. I would do that tour again, and I absolutely will be doing that tour again, hopefully with some of you all. That's a great question, Bucho. Which cenote would you suggest close to Playa? Check out the latest video. I would suggest that one I went to yesterday in the e-bike tour, because there's no people there. The reason I don't go to a lot of cenotes near Playa is there's too many people. It's just, frankly, it's too crowded. It doesn't matter whether you go on a weekday or weekend. Cenote Azul is beautiful, but full of people. So if you do this tour that I showed in the video yesterday, that's your best chance at a really chill spot, all to yourself, very peaceful. If you don't mind the crowds, Garden of Eden Cenote or Cenote Azul are very beautiful though. Get there at 9 a.m. This Pat's Kitchen says, where is this, please? Well, we're looking out at Punta Esmeralda right out here, and we're on Playa 72 in Playa del Carmen. All right, my friends, that's my cue. I'm gonna do some stretching and chilling. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here, spending the morning with me, watching this gorgeous sunrise. It's been a really good one. Billen, to answer your last question, do you have any other advice for trading given the limiting hours I work? Well, I can't really give any financial advice. I would say that keep things as passive as possible while you're still working full time. You wanna not take away too much from your working and your career. Also, have your entry points already planned out. Know in your mind, hey, what do I want to pay for a company? And then you can set those limit orders. If a stock's getting close, put it on your watch list, set some limit orders. That way, hey, boom, it happens while you're working. That's the best little bit of life experience I could share with you on that. That's what I did when I was working still. Neil Bailey, adios, my friend. Good to see you, and thanks again for the lunch money. We're gonna be eating good today. I'm gonna break this fast in a big way. I think I'll bring my camera with me to the doctor so I can go straight from my blood work to go wreck some food. Mike Morgan, Jay Vino, everybody, thank you all, guys. Much love. Belen, welcome to the community here. You've been just firing some great questions. All the best to you, brother. Don't work too hard, but keep on that grind. Keep investing, keep saving until you reach the promised land. Just can't stop, won't stop, why stop? Catch you guys later on. RopeMonster out. You as well, Chris. Have a fantastic day. Squack, appreciate you, Rope. Thank you. Have a great day. You as well. Appreciate that. Belen says, thanks for the support, my friend. I'll be around more often. Glad to hear it. Yeah, this is a community, and your questions bring a lot of value. You are appreciated here. All right, guys. See you guys in the next one. Got some fun videos coming up this week, so keep an eye out for those. Make sure to hit that subscription button, the notification bell, smash all the buttons, and I'll see you guys later on.